If you believe the saying, good guys finish last, then you don't know Guy Sebastian. The enormously successful Aussie pop artist thrives on not having any of the often seen fundamentals of show business. No out-of-control ego, no temper tantrums, and no sycophantic entourage. Instead, Guy relies on hard work and a loving family. Being decent, though, hasn't been without its challenges. When he was starting out, he had to ignore the industry experts who insisted the young man with an afro didn't have the look to make it big. But there was one thing they couldn't deny: Guy's extraordinary voice.
Get more strings, ready?
It's hard to imagine life getting any better for Guy Sebastian.
Archie, which song is this? Sometimes I can't remember if yes.
Married to his teenage sweetheart Jules, and now with a backing band, 7-year-old Hudson, and Archie, who's 5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, you like it like that. I'm the only one who like it like that. Hey, you like it like that. I'm the only one who like it like that. Hey, you like it like that. I'm the only one who like it like that. Hey. Solo.
Did the kids ever say, all right, enough of your music, can you play Baby Shark?
Oh, yeah. Well, we were playing that on piano the other day, actually. and I'm trying to make their musical influence as broad as possible. Like soul music, gospel music, and they're hearing this stuff and forming their own kind of passion for it. It's incredible to watch.
No one. Oh.
What can you hear?
A dolphin.
An actual dolphin. What does it sound like?
He may have fame and fortune,
You're right.
with a house in Sydney's east and another one down the coast, but these days it's all about family for Guy. You both came from pretty tight families.
Yeah.
And I guess that means it's such a priority for you to look after these guys as much as you can.
Of course, yeah. I mean, the kids are everything to us, you know. It's sort of... The kids really are everything. Be quiet! We're doing an interview!
Daddy's been a star.
Heaven's sake!
You got 2 beautiful young boys now.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Adorable. Take after me, of course.
When Guy knocked on your door all those years ago, you wouldn't have envisaged 2 kids down the track.
Absolutely not. I could not have for a second even dreamed of this life. Never.
Yeah, and I mean, around the time we met, that was around the time I was, you know, I couldn't afford to put petrol in my Datsun 120Y. And I remember leaving it because I ran out of fuel, and I walked for hours to your house, and I was in tears this one time, and I actually had to ask Jules, I think for $5 or something, to you know, lend me some money so I could put petrol in my car.
And then, you know, Australian Idol happened, and it was, I felt from where I was sitting, it felt very overnight.
It was 16 years ago when Guy was one of 2,000 hopefuls to audition for Australian Idol in his hometown of Adelaide. He was brave, if nothing else, having already been written off by the music industry.
You know, I recorded demos and I went across to Melbourne. I caught this train over and saved up my money, and I've dropped my demos off to all these labels, and the thing that came back was, we love your voice, you don't have the right look.
That must hurt.
It did, yeah, because I mean, I can't change my look. You know, I was a weird-looking guy with a strange haircut.
He hadn't even opened his mouth, and yet he already looked like being rejected again.
Is that bed hair, or did you design it?
Electric socket.
Okay, good.
And then he started to sing. And quite literally, a star was born.
There's a ribbon in the sky for
He may not have had the look, but he sure as hell had the voice. Guy Sebastian blew the judges away.
Head and shoulders, the best voice we've heard today.
I really do think Idol was part of kind of tearing apart the notion that you have to look a certain way. And it really made music a lot less superficial. even though it was done through a reality TV process. And
Dicko still had a bit of a dig at your outfit that day.
he did. He said, I looked like crap. And, and I, in my head, I was like, have you seen your mullet? Like, it's a terrible haircut, but it worked for him.
Fair.
And I love Dicko. He's a great fella.
Hello.
There to congratulate him after his audition was Jules.
Glad it's over.
Guy Sebastian.
Guy went on to beat Shannon Knoll in the final and by then was already a national celebrity.
I mean, it's the little things. And so I'm sitting at Macca's and I'm eating off my face. So McDonald's in Adelaide, they'd printed these Go the Fro, you know, placemats for the trays and these Go the Fro cups and stuff. And then
You just wanted a Big Mac in peace.
It was insane. And at the time I did this Pepsi commercial, so I'm on the billboards and bus stops, and it's very odd. It was very strange.
Is there a stigma that comes with winning Australian Idol in terms of some other musicians are like, oh no, he didn't go about it like we did, working the smaller venues and working our way up?
Well, I have my truth, you know. I gigged and I did sessions, and I didn't wake up on you know, in a TV audition and go, oh, I can kind of sing. I know I can sing. I'm not arrogant about a lot of things, but I know I've got a hot wife and a good voice.
Wow.
And so, there you go.
Two pretty big ticks there.
It is.
Very big achievement.
You at war with love. These battle scars don't look like they're fading.
Guy Sebastian is now one of Australia's most successful male artists of all time, selling more than 7 million singles and albums. And while his voice remains the same, his look has completely transformed. The fro is long gone, replaced by the metrosexual grooming, the tattoos and the muscles. But by his side for nearly all of this meteoric rise has been Jules.
Julesy, get it going. 5, flat out.
The instant stardom did force them to break up for a while before Guy realised how much he needed her in his life.
My jowls.
I went back, you know, I guess to Jules because I knew she loved me for who I was, and I said to her, you know, like I'm famous now, could be with supermodels and that, but do you want to get back with me? And she said yes, of course.
I mean, what an offer.
Come on, he came back like a puppy dog, didn't he?
He did. He came back crawling back.
There was one confession Guy had to make though, and that was about his fellow coach on The Voice, Delta Goodrem. You dated a young lady called Delta during that period.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I think dating's a strong word for two people who sort of sat and watched Harry Potter a couple of times, and it was actually the first thing that I said to Jules when we got back together, wasn't it? I said, just so you know, I went on a few dates, and the weird thing about it is, right, I probably shouldn't say this because it's sort of embarrassing for Delta, but oh, no. there was a point in our lives when we were dating early on where, you know, you do your hall pass. And Jules's was Heath Ledger. And then she goes, who's yours? And I hadn't really thought about it. And at the time I remember, oh, there's that hot girl on Neighbours. She's pretty cute, Delta Goodrem. She's mine. And then later on, I end up going on a few dates with her. So it's a bit
What are the chances?
odd.
What are the chances of your hall pass actually becoming a reality?
But I think me and Delta realised pretty quickly we were just good mates, and I think that's why we're so close now, because it was just never anything that was going to result in anything romantic. We were just two kind of nerds that were hanging out.
Good luck.
Sugars.
First one.
First one. And she's great. She's actually been amazing through The Voice for me, like, because she's sort of like a bigger sister that's been helping me navigate through this kind of show that has a lot of challenges, and I'm really grateful to her, actually. She's been unreal.
Coming up.
We are a mess today.
The moment that made Guy cry.
How'd I talk?
And the secret that keeps this showbiz couple strong. But you two honestly seem still
besotted.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
If ever there was a performance Guy Sebastian wants to get right, it's this one. The most personal
All right, here we go.
and painful song he's ever composed.
I know it's weird to say this. I've been thinking about it lately. Reminiscing about us in Vegas. Drinking like we're famous. Man, those days were crazy. But your book ran out of pages. And I wish I never waited to tell you out of all the moments in my life, the ones I got to share with you were probably my favorite.
The new song's called Choir. I was overseas, I was in LA and got a phone call. One of my friends passed away, and so
We are a mess today.
You get into personal stuff.
how do I talk?
It's obviously someone that was so close to you.
Yeah, there was a mate of mine who passed away, and he lost his life to.
I know you're looking down on us. I'm missing you, bro. I hope you're proud of us. At least I know you made it home. And I know you're not alone. 'Cause now you're singing in the choir. Now you're dancing in.
So this song is a lot more than just his latest single.
We all right here with you. No one can put out your fire.
Choir is dedicated to his great friend and musical collaborator, Luke Liang, who recently lost his battle with mental health.
When I started writing this song, I wanted it to be something that reflected him. So I wanted it to be fun, you know, but I also wanted to get across the fact that he's not alone anymore, you know, even though he might have felt alone, and especially in those last moments, he's now singing with a choir.
'Cause we ain't done making music yet. We got some more sound checks, and this time we're gonna have about 1,000,000 voices singing, dancing, partying in your mansion. 'Cause now you're singing in a choir.
Guy's always been a practicing Christian, something he's never preached about or hidden. But he's hoping people really think about the message in the melody here.
That's the point of the song, really, is just to act as a reminder to look after each other, and especially in this industry, there's a lot of people who feel very alone and judged, and so I hope it's a reminder for all of our peers to just come together, to stop judging, to stop segregating, and for us to all just realise that we're part of something pretty incredible. Music, it is an incredible, healing, beautiful thing, and we should be in it together.
So this combination of talent, experience and compassion perhaps makes him uniquely qualified to be a coach on The Voice. And was possibly the reason why one-time teenage music sensation Jack Vidgen turned his back on the industry for 5 years, selected Guy to be his coach for his comeback.
I would love to be on all of your teams, but Guy, I would love to be on your team.
A show like The Voice, is the beauty of that the coaching, in terms of you actually get to mentor and try and, I guess, steer young talent, just like what happened to you?
Absolutely, yeah, I've been through this process, and so to be able to actually be part of someone else's journey through a show like this, it's pretty special. And on Idol, we didn't get that. We sort of had to just choose our own songs, and you were sort of steering the ship yourself. And here, we get to actually mentor them. We get to, you know, I've got obviously people like Jack, and you know, people who are unique and going through challenges, and I get to help them.
So this is one of the many places?
And it's not just performers Guy looks out for.
We've been involved in 7 shelters now, and this is Yeah, this is one of them.
He and Jules have started the Sebastian Foundation.
This is a counselling room,
which provides support for women seeking refuge from domestic violence.
1 in 3 women have experienced violence from the age of 15. There's 1 murder a week, from an ex or current partner. A week, just in Australia. And it's just mind-blowing. These centres are overrun. There's no budgets. And so it's nice to be able to come in and just, I guess, do things that they just wouldn't be able to do themselves.
And the women that you guys help out are so appreciative. I know that because the staff were saying here the biggest reward they get is the hugs.
Yeah.
That's right, I know, and it's happening all around us. It's everywhere, and so for us, we just want to do what we can. We can't do everything because it is a big issue, but we most definitely can do something. And what seems like a small thing, but it really does have such a great impact.
Yeah.
You're helping change people's lives for the better under this roof.
Yeah, and it's just where we're starting as a foundation.
Come on, you got to sing it for us. One last song.
Under their own roof, the Sebastians are the epitome of a happy family. In an industry renowned for turbulent personal lives, Guy and Jules really are a breath of fresh air.
Up to the clouds, all right.
You two still look at each other like the smitten teenagers from Adelaide.
Aw, do we? That's because I can see my reflection in your eyes.
Thank you.
No.
But honestly, like you chat to some couples and they're like, oh yeah, he's nice, and yeah, we've been together this long. And over the years, it just becomes this comfortable knowledge of the person next to them. But you two honestly seem still besotted.
No, I like him. I think he's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, as a
Likewise.
keeper. Oh no, I'm gonna cry. No, I don't know. I just have a lot of respect for him as a human being. I just love how he does life. I really do. Oh wow.
And that's a wrap.
If you or anyone you know need help with issues raised in this story, contact Lifeline on 13 11 14.
Hello, I'm Liz Hayes. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9 Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.